Alright, so real quickly here I'm going to go over a little project here I did today, making a rattle bobber. This here is the bobber you see me post about and we've been using a lot the last year. Probably a 30 pounder.
Oh, very nice.
Nice. That's like 3 bites in 10 minutes.
I know, a little action going on. I like it.
Heck yeah.
Hey, what is that hanging from the?
Is that a bobber?
That's a bobber.
What the heck? Believe they call it the Mr. Crappie Bobber. You can hear it rattles really good. But I think they run about $2 for 3 or 4, maybe $3 for 3 or 4. At any rate, that gets to be a little spendy when you're breaking off all the time. So what I did is I stopped at Walmart and picked up a dozen of the standard red and white bobbers. In this case, it's the Thill brand. They were $1 for 6 of them. So I think this is going to be much cheaper. So what I also did is picked up some copper BBs here, and I'm just gonna do is I'm just gonna drill a hole right into the bobber. You can see that made a nice little hole there. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and put some BBs in. I kind of played around with to see what sounded the best. I don't know. I came up with 8 BBs, so approximately 8 I'm going to throw in there. I don't even know what I'm at now, but we'll just put some in there. You can tell that's quite a bit louder than this other bobber. That one there's kind of high pitched. This one here is a little more resonant. Should get their attention. And then I'm going to follow up. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some 2-part plastic epoxy, fill in that hole, and should be good to go. Much cheaper. Cost per bobber was quite a bit less. Okay, so just a trial and error here. I found out a few things. This 2-part epoxy that I was going to use, this plastic epoxy, just wasn't quite viscous enough to bridge this hole. Just wanted to keep falling into that hole, so that's probably not going to work unless you want to do several coats. So what I decided to do was use a hot glue gun here and just use that as a filler. The nice thing about this is that glue sets up in a matter of seconds, so I'm going to go ahead and fill this hole with the glue. Get that filled. And then once this sets up, I'm just going to go ahead and put some clear silicone around the edges to make sure that's all sealed up. Sometimes you'll see a little bubble, air bubble form here, so you can just go ahead and fill it again. And like I said, what's nice is this stuff sets up in seconds versus waiting hours for that epoxy to find out that you might have another little hole in there. So you can see this is set up already. So I'm just going to go ahead and take some silicone here. Just put a nice coat of that over it. Make sure you get the edges good. We'll let that set up for an hour. Obviously probably more than that to get the full cure. I think it's 24 hours, but it should be tack free in an hour. So we'll come back and see how that looks. Okay, so we're going to give this bobber a little test drive here. Make sure it's not leaking. Only bubbles I see coming was from the clip there. Looks like we're good. So there you go. dozen rattle bobbers all set to go. And then the competition. This one's about 15 cents a piece. That one's about 50 cents a piece. Pretty good savings.